you not.
Alright, hey guys, I know it's been a couple of weeks since my last update. I've been working on the cockpit. Each piece has been, meticulously designed and constructed, so then I had to make adjustments and then redesign, reprint. So that's how it goes with this, but I'll eventually have a template that I can use for any studio scale tile that I want to build. So that's the objective here, is to make this make this one cockpit and then be able to print the parts later if I want to do another one. So right now you can see I have some of the red triangles installed. They're looking pretty good. Vader's not installed yet, but I had to add a subfloor in here to cover all the wiring, and the back wall, sometimes lighting designs work, sometimes they don't, so then you got to go back and redo it. So those two lights, the white and the red, when I put this wall in, they're shining right in your face when you look in the windshield. I didn't like that, so I scrapped this design and I designed a new one, which is a little bit different. So this one, I did not put the red and white lights in, and I made a different light box for the control panel behind Vader, so there would be lights back there, but not as prominent. So what I did, I put a little light box in here, and I put an SMD on the right and left side, and then some foil tape in there. So when you turn it on, the light bounces around in there, and then I can put this on there and put clear in there and color the lenses. So that should work out. I'll have to work on that. That's probably one of the last pieces I need for the cockpit, other than some piece that goes here in the middle. I even added some little coiled wire that was on the handle. And as you can see, Vader is really shiny. So what I did, not only did I hit him with gloss black, let me adjust the white balance on this camera and I'll show you. Okay, I think that's a little better. So you can see I wanted Vader to be really shiny because I wanted that light inside to, bounce off his helmet and his other armor, but his arms and I guess part of his other chest plate area shouldn't be really shiny. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to put some of this, this is flat clear. It's just a transparent covering, so I'm going to put it on his arms and on his chest part, and so it's not so shiny. But to make him really shiny, I did start with a gloss black. But after that, after he was all dried and cured, I used this stuff, which is really nice to work with. It's a floor polish, but it does work for models and clear parts, especially if you want to dip. Anytime I'm working with clear parts, I'll put them in pledge or it's called what is it called? It's like, it's a basic floor care, but you have to buy the right one. So I coated him twice with that stuff, and then it gave a really nice shiny finish, and you can buff it when it's all dried up, and I'll probably put another coat on just to get him real shiny. And it's you can buy this stuff on if you're lucky you can find it in the store, but most of the time I think I had to buy it on Amazon. It lasts a long time. Obviously it's a big bottle, you only need a little bit, and it smells really good, so it's a bonus. Dries pretty fast, and it gives a real nice glossy finish. So I put his little driver's seat in here and his handles. He has like a little driver handle going on. I did my best as far as accuracy. it looks okay. I don't think you're going to be able to see a lot of it, and you're not going to be able to see really the lower part of his belt, so I didn't bother lighting that. But he should be visible in the cockpit pretty easily. So I think he looks pretty good right now. Also, I'm almost done with my wings. I have one of them completely painted. I still have to do touch-up work on it. And the other one is almost done as well. I have this masked off. I have to paint it. And the other side's done. You know, just some touch-up work to do on these. So that's a good thing. So the wings are almost done. And then my base, let me show you what's going on with that. Okay, so here's my base. I have a 1/2 inch piece of MDF. I think this is about 14 inches or so. I have to measure it, I can't remember. But I took all these tiles that I had, which are resin, that I had around, that I had casted from molds that I had made from tiles that were available online for free. So I had a whole bunch of those. There were about 22 tiles on here, 25, I don't remember. But then I had a big mounting piece to the front, or towards the front, for the ship itself. So this, I have to put some tiles on here, on the sides. And this is heavy duty, so this should have no problem supporting that ship. I have to leave a little bit of room on the bottom to run my wiring, because I'm going to have a couple of switches on this base to control the lighting for the ship and to control the laser cannons. So I need 2 switches, and I need a way to run power underneath. So I have these pieces here. These are MDF. These are, I guess, about an inch, inch and a half, and they'll go around the base, and they'll bring it up about this much off the ground, and allow me to run my wiring, and then put some sort of a, you know, support underneath each corner for the base itself, so it's all even. But that's where I'm at right now. It's all primed. Everything's looking pretty good. So I don't think I need to do anything else with this besides paint it, put some, you know, details on here and stuff. So, you know, a little bit of work left to do on the base. But I'm going to use this base as a template for the other 2 TIE fighters, so they'll be lined up next to each other. So all 3 of them are have the same sort of base, same size. Now what you're looking at here is the top hole, and this is the top hatch. So I put a whole bunch of detail in there to try and duplicate what I'm seeing in pictures of the set piece that the actor was sitting in. So you're kind of like, you know, getting all that detail when you look inside. There's a couple of lights in here that I put in to bring the red light down on top, and I'll show you those. Let me turn this on. I'm trying not to get distracted because the Olympics are on, and it's women's beach volleyball, so sorry. Okay, so you can see the 2 SMDs that I have in there, and I'd put those into a piece that I had built, and then I put clear over them using the same clear that I had shown before, the tester stuff. And then once that was dry, I put a bunch of drops of this stuff in on top of the bulb. So this is a transparent red, and you can put as many coats as you want to get the effect you're looking for. So I didn't need to use red bulbs for this. I used, you know, white SMDs, and then I put the red transparent color over that. When it was dry, I let it dry, then I put another coat on. And most of this stuff is going to be hidden when I put the top piece on by those sidewalls, and all of this wiring will go behind that base back piece that I had showed. So it should look okay. I know it's not perfect, but you're only going to be able to see so much when you look inside. But if you look at from the top, it should look pretty cool because you're going to be able to see Vader sitting in there and all the front triangle lights and everything else that's going on. I really wanted that top hatch open with those 4 windows to be able to see inside, so all the work I did in the cockpit's visible. And my engines are still lit. They're a little dull because I put paint mask on them, which I haven't taken off yet, not until it's done. So there's like a covering over the LEDs that I can peel off. I still have to fill in this gap here. This is a ring that I had put in because the actual resin piece was all messed up after I had sanded and cut out that piece, so it didn't look clean. So I made a ring that goes around, and I'm gonna have to fill in some of this gap here just to get that a little bit more even so it looks better. But that won't be hard to do. And everything else seems to be looking okay. I squeezed as many parts as I could onto that little canopy part, so I think it looks pretty good. This stuff here, I used bass guitar strings for these hoses, and it's very not easy to bend. So I like the way it looks. If I had to do it again, I'm not sure if I would use those, but I have another method that I can use for different corrugated tubing. It had to look corrugated. I think this stuff looks good for now. It worked out for the thickness and for where I wanted to put it and everything else. So that's what I used. And I just cut pieces off and put them where I wanted to. And it seems to be working out pretty good. That's where I'm at with the cockpit. And I am almost done with it, so by the next part I will be done with the cockpit, and I'll be on to fitting the whole together and putting the rest of the details on, and eventually the wings. So it's getting close to the finish line here.
Stay in attack formation.